Good morning everyone. What's up mga civil engineering students na nanonood ng aking video? So for today's video, I will be discussing plane and spherical trigonometry under my subject which is civil engineering problems and correlation course 1, which is a review subject for a graduating students in order for them to be prepared pagdating sa board exam. No? So the topic will be plane and spherical trigonometry. So under this video, I will be presenting formulas to be recalled, no, and also solve problems with regards to this topic na plane and spherical trigonometry. Okay, so start, formula recall tayo. We have trigonometric identities, si SOHCAHTOA. Then we have also reciprocal identities, tangent and cotangent identities, Pythagorean identities. Si trigonometric identities, which is the SOHCAHTOA, is very useful to in computing a right triangle, which is solving for the height of a building or height of a tree, the distance between the two cars, or the distance between the building and a person. Also, yung trigonometric identities is gamit din po siya kapag kumukuha po tayo ng resultant or either component of a force, no? Then yung mga reciprocal identities dyan, tangent and cotangent, Pythagorean identities, cofunction identities, sum and difference formula, double angle formula, power reducing formula, half angle formula, product to sum formula, and sum to product formulas are those formulas na ginagamit kapag nagpo-prove tayo ng trigonometric identities or equation, no? They are also useful kapag tayo ay nagko-compute ng mga manual proving, no? But as I said, no, yung daming formula niyan is hindi mo naman kailangang isauluhin, just to familiarize lang, no? I-familiarize niyo lang, but yung mga pinaka-importante, yun yung dapat yung sauluhin talaga, like yung SOHCAHTOA, which is ano naman siya, kahit di mo siya sauluhin, kabisado mo na siya kasi sa ibang subjects gamit naman siya, no? Also, nung tayo ay nag-aaral ng trigo, di ba pinapalagay sa atin sa index card yung mga ganyang formula, no? Kapag nag-exam, we could open our index card. But pag sa board exam kasi hindi siya allowed, no? So, hindi naman siya kailangang sauluhin kasi pwede naman natin siyang ma-solve through calculator, no? Just to prove na yung equation is ganito yung sagot, no? Okay, so we have also sine law and cosine law. Ito si cosine law and si sine law is used to solve an oblique or acute triangle, no? Solving for the dimension or sides of a triangle or either the angle of triangle. Okay? So we have also areas of a triangle with 3 sides given. We have also areas of a triangle with 2 adjacent sides given and the inclined angle. We have also areas of a triangle with 1 sides and 2 adjacent angles are given. We have also inverse trigonometric functions, si versed sine, si coversed sine, and exsecant. So we have also hyperbolic functions, no? Yan yung mga formulas nila. We have also spherical trigonometry. Under spherical trigonometry is the right spherical triangle which is using the Napier's rule, no, which is sine of any angle is equal to the product of cosine of opposite angles. Then we have also sine of any angles is equal to the product of the tangent of the adjacent sides. So later ipapaano ko sa inyo kung ano yung ibig sabihin na yan. Then we have also quadrantal spherical triangle when C is equivalent to 90 degrees. We have also isosceles triangle. We have Napier's rule also there. Then we have also spherical sine law, spherical cosine law, and spherical cosine law for angles. We have also area of spherical triangle. 3 sides are given. So we have area is equivalent to pi r squared times A all over 180, where A is equivalent to yan, A plus B plus C minus 180 degrees. No? We have also terrestrial sphere problems, yung kapag kinukompute natin yung mga nautical miles or conversion with regards dun sa nautical mile into feet or nautical mile into 1 knot, no? So, yan yung mga conversion factor niya. We have also Napier's analogies. So, yan. Then, sample problems tayo. But, as I said, yung mga formulas na yun is just to recall and also, yung piliin nyo lang yung kailangan na tandaan, no? So, yung formulas na yan is also downloadable, no? Nag-prepare naman ako ng document for that formulas na ano na siya, summarize na siya. Yung lahat ng pinag-send ko is within dun sa 2 to 3 pages na coupon band. So you can download it dun sa link below ng aking description sa video na to, no? So download nyo lang, then kapag may correction, just try to message dun sa ano, kasi malay nyo nagkamali ako ng pag-encode. So you can message it na ay mali sir yung formula ng ganito, no? Nagkamali ng pag-encode. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan natin yung trigonometry, so we proceed to sample problems, no? Para at least ma-apply natin yung basic knowledge natin with regards dun sa mga formulas na present natin into application problem. Okay? So, we have here 10 problem first. So, pampagana to. So, may 10 problems tayo. So, para ganahan tayo mag-solve, solve natin isa-isa. Okay, we have here problem number 1, which is tangent theta. Tangent 8 theta is equivalent, tangent 8, number 1. Tangent 8 theta plus 1 is equivalent to cotangent 17 degrees. So, sa mga ganyang problem, for example, hindi nyo alam yung identities, so we could use the calculator to solve the problem, no? Ilagay nyo lang yan sa calculator at lalabas din po yung sagot. So, we have here tangent 8 alpha x plus 1, then equals cotangent is 1 over tangent 17 degrees. So, shift solve, so lalabas, we have the value which is equivalent to 9. So, kung makikita niyo yung sa screen, so, tinype ko lang siya, ito, tapos equal to 9. But, kung hindi allowed yung shift solve sa calculator during board exam, so we could solve it manually, no? By tangent 8 theta plus 1 is equivalent kay cotangent, and we all know that cotangent is tangent, 1 over tangent. So, we could say that tangent 8 theta plus 1 is equivalent kay 1 over tangent 17. Then, the tangent here, ilipat natin sa kabila, magiging arc tangent. So, we have here 8 theta plus 1 is equivalent kay arc tan 1 over tangent 17. Then, transpose, we have here theta is equivalent kay arc tan 1 all over tangent 17 minus 1 all over 8. Then we have here theta is equivalent kay arc tan 1 over tangent 17 minus 1 divided by 8. So we have here 9. 9 degrees. So, yan po yung sagot para dun sa problem number 1. Okay, so we have here problem number 2. Tangent 4 theta is equivalent kay cotangent 6 theta. Problem number 2, we have tangent 4 theta is equivalent kay cotangent 6 theta. So we could use ulit calculator para ma-prove natin yung sagot. Tangent 4 theta alpha x alpha equals cotangent, which is equivalent kay 1 over tangent 6 theta. So we have here the answer is equivalent kay 9 pa rin. Ito, type mo lang. So the answer will be 9. So let's try to prove this equation na kung 9 talaga yung magiging value ni theta. Okay, so kung makikita mo, tangent dito, tangent 4 theta at cotangent 6 theta dito sa kabila. So we could use the co-function of this tangent, no? So, pag kino-function natin yung tangent 4 theta, tama ba pwede kong sabihin siyang si cotangent 90 minus 4 theta is equivalent kay cotangent 6 theta. Then, we could eliminate the cotangent here sa magkabilaang side. Then, matitira is 90 minus 4 theta is equivalent kay 6 theta. Then, 90 is equivalent kay 10 theta. And theta is equivalent kay 9. Okay? So, ganyan yung process ng pag-solve ng solving the theta in the following problem. No? Pero usually naman, kapag nagbo-board exam, no need naman to show your solution. So you could use the calculator itself, no? Dire-diretso nyo nang i-type sa calculator, then shift solve. But yun nga, if not allowed yung shift solve, dito sa equation na to, pwede mo nang solve yung dito sa equation na to, mas natang-cancel mo yung cotangent dyan, diretso mo na solve sa calculator to, no? Kumbaga, ini-explain ko lang siya in detail dito sa aking solution para at least dun sa mga ah, yung sa mga estudyante na kung saan ay hirap mag-transpose o hindi pa kabisado yung pag-transpose o bakit saan nanggaling yung ganitong value, no? So, dinidetail ko lang yung solution. But, during exam, pwede nyo naman siyang hindi masyadong detalyado. Okay? So, problem number 3, we have here sine 2 theta is equivalent to cosine theta. Then, kaya nyo ilagay ulit sa calculator. So, lalabas dyan, the value will be theta is equivalent kay sine 2 alpha x is equivalent to cosine alpha x. So, lalabas dyan ay 30 sa calculator pag shift solve, no? So, try natin i-solve manually. So, we have here sine 2 theta is equivalent kay cosine theta, and we all know that sine 2 theta, kapag tinignan natin sa identities niya, we could say that 2 sine theta cosine theta is equivalent kay cosine theta. Yung 2 sine theta cosine theta is the identities nitong sine 2 theta, no? Magkapareho lang po 'yan. So ngayon, we could tanggalin natin yung cosine dito at cosine dun sa kabila. So 2 sine theta is equivalent kay cosine theta all over cosine theta. And cosine theta all over cosine theta is equivalent kay 1. So, we have here 2 sine theta is equivalent kay 1. Lipat ko yung 2 sa kabila, magiging sine theta is equivalent kay 1 over 2. Then, arc sine theta is equivalent kay arc sine 0.5 or 1/2. So, theta is equivalent kay arc sine 0.5 is equivalent kay 30 degrees. Okay? So, yun. We have problem number 4. Madali lang naman siya, no? Problem number 4, we have cosine 9 theta is equivalent to 1 over cosecant 3 theta plus 6. Kapag dating kasi sa board exam na sobrang dami ng problem, dapat in every problem may time allotted ka lang or minute na allotted, no? Doon sa mga madadaling problem, siguro kaya nyo i-solution within 30 seconds or ano. Then, doon sa mga mahihirap na problem, yung na-save mo na time doon sa pag-compute ng madadaling problem, doon mo siya ibubuo sa mga mahihirap na problem, no? Kaya nga, advice ko lang kapag kayo nag-board exam, hindi naman paramihan ng mahihirap na problem na nasagot, no? Paramihan ng tamang points. So you must choose the problem first kung saan yung kabisado mong sagutan, yun muna yung unahin mong sagutan, no? Para hindi aksaya sa oras. Okay, balik tayo sa problem number 4. We have cosine 9 theta is equivalent kay 1 cosecant 3 theta plus 6. And we all know that cosecant is equivalent kay 1 over sine theta. Tama? Cosecant theta is 1 over sine theta. So we could say that sine theta is equivalent kay 1 over cosecant theta. So ito, ibig sabihin, itong value na to, pwede natin sabihin sine yan, no? So we could write this as cosine 9 theta is equivalent kay sine 3 theta plus 6. Then, kunin natin yung cofunction ng cosine. So we have here sine 90 minus 9 theta is equivalent to sine 3 theta plus 6. Then, we could remove the yung sign dyan. So, 90 minus 9 theta is equivalent to 3 theta plus 6. Then, transpose, we have here 84. Yung 90 minus 6, 84 equals 3 theta, lipat to, magiging plus 9. So we have here 12 theta. Therefore, theta is equivalent kay 84 divide 12. So 7 degrees. Okay? Next, problem number 5. Problem number 5 is covers sine theta. So, first, sine theta is equivalent to 0.134. If you will be looking dun sa ating formulas na prinasan kanina, covers sine theta, dito, may sample, may printed akong, hindi ko rin naman kasi kabisado yan lahat. So, kapag sinabing covers sine theta is equivalent kay 1 minus sine theta. So, the value of covers sine theta is equivalent kay 1 minus sine theta equals 0.134. Okay. Once mo na-gets mo na to, pwede mo na siyang computein, no? Through calculator, shift solve, then lalabas na yung sagot. Then, pwede mo naman siyang solve manually. So, we have here 1, transpose natin sa kabila, minus 0.134. Transpose natin yung sign sa kabila, magiging sine theta. Then, lipat ko yung sign sa kabila, magiging arc sine. Tama ba? So, arc sine 1 minus 0.134 is equivalent kay theta. Therefore, theta is equivalent kay arc sine 1 minus 0.134. We have here 59.997 degrees or 60 degrees. Yan po yung value ng covers sine theta is equivalent kay yung theta dyan sa ating covers sine theta equal to 0.134. Okay? Problem number 6 tayo. Problem number 6. We have here first sine theta is equivalent kay 0.423. So, checking ulit dun sa natin. Ito. Checking. Ito. May printed ako nung lecture. No? Na pwede nyo naman siyang i-download ito. Okay? So, proceed tayo. We have versed sine theta is equivalent kay 0.423. So, the value of versed sine theta is equivalent kay 1 minus cosine theta. So, we have here 1 minus cosine theta is equivalent kay 0.423. Then, transpose, we have here 1 minus 0.423 is equivalent kay cosine theta. Then, arc cosine 1 minus 0.423 is equivalent kay theta. Therefore, the value of theta is equivalent kay arc cosine 1 minus 0.423 equals 54.76 degrees. Okay? So, that's the value of versed sine theta, which is equivalent kay 0.423. The value of theta is 54.76. Okay? So, problem number 7. Problem number 7, we have hyperbolic function at ito. Cos h squared x minus sine h squared x is equivalent kay 2 sine theta. Okay. Checking for the identities, we all know that cos h squared, ito, ditong part, is equivalent kay 1. No? So, we could say that 1 po yung value ng cos h squared x minus sine h squared x. So, we have here 1 is equivalent kay 2 sine theta. Then, we could compute that arc sine, transpose ko yung sine agad sa kabila, 1/2 is equal to theta. Theta is equivalent kay 30 degrees, which is pareho lang siya nung kaninang sinod natin. No? Okay. So, we have problem number 7. So, proceed tayo sa problem number 8. Okay, number 8 tayo. So, we have here if 77 degrees plus 0.40 theta is equivalent kay arc tangent, cotangent, 0.25 theta. Okay. We all know that tong arctan sa kabila, pag transpose natin sa kabila, magiging tangent yan. No? So we have here tangent 77 degrees plus 0.40 theta. 0.40 theta is equivalent kay cotangent 0.25 theta. Then, we all know that yung cofunction ng cotangent is tangent 90 minus ito. No? So, we have here tangent 77 degrees plus 0.40 theta is equivalent kay tangent 90 degrees minus 0.25 theta. Then, we could remove yung tangent. So, matitira na lang dyan is 77 plus 0.40 theta is equivalent kay 90 minus 0.25 theta. Then, transpose. Ito ilipat ka sa kabila. We have here 0.65 theta is equivalent kay 90 minus 77 is equivalent kay 13. So, theta is equivalent kay 13 divided by 0.65. So, we have here 20 degrees. So, the value of theta from the equation 77 plus 0.40 theta arctan cotangent 0.25 theta is equivalent kay 20 degrees. Okay? So, we have here problem number 9. Problem number 9. Problem number 9 is cotangent h squared x minus cosecant h squared x is equal to x secant theta. Okay, so we have here cotangent h squared x plus minus cosecant h squared x is equivalent to 1. So sa identities, makikita natin siya, equivalent siya kay 1. No? So 1 to. Then, yung x secant theta is nandun din siya sa identities natin under inverse trigonometric function. Ito ako dito. Inverse trigonometric functions. So we have x secant theta is equivalent kay secant theta minus 1. So we could compute the value of theta here. So we have here, pag transpose ko to sa kabila, magiging 2 is equivalent kay secant theta. And we all know that secant theta is 1 over cosine. So 2 is equivalent kay 1 over cosine theta, transpose. Cosine theta is equivalent kay 1 over 2. Theta is equivalent kay arc cosine 1 over 2. Therefore, theta is equivalent kay arc cos 0.5. So, we have here 60 degrees. The value of theta from the number 9. Okay? Okay. So, let's proceed to number 10. Okay, so number 10, we have 3 times the sine of a certain angle. So, number 10, we have here 3 times the sine of the angle is, so yung is ay equal, twice of the square of the cosine. So, si cosine daw, twice nung na-square niya of the same angle. So, we have here 3 sine theta is equivalent kay 2 cosine squared theta. Then, compute na lang natin the value of theta here. So, we have here 3 sine theta is equivalent kay 2 multiplied by cos squared theta is may identities po tayo dyan. So, we could identify that the identities of cosine squared theta is equivalent kay 1 minus sine squared theta. Okay? Then, expand na lang po natin. We have here 3 sine theta is equivalent kay 2 minus 2 sine squared theta. Then, ayusin lang natin. So, kung mapapansin mo, may squared ka dito, may ano ka din dito. So, parang ano siya, quadratic equation, no? So, arrange ko lang siya into chronological order para magkaroon tayo ng quadratic equation. So we have here, transpose ko ito dun sa kabila, 2 sine squared theta plus 3 sine theta is minus 2 is equivalent kay 0. Then, let's assume that x is equivalent kay sine theta. No? So, lalabas itong equation natin, magiging 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, we have here quadratic equation, and we could find the value of x into its roots. No? So, to get the roots here, we could compute that x is equivalent kay negative 2 and x is equivalent kay 0.5. So, check lang natin na kung tama yung roots natin. 2, lagyan natin sa equation. Simultaneous equation, we have two equations, polynomials. So, lalabas negative 2 and 0.5 yung roots natin, no? Okay, balik tayo. So, we have negative 2 and 0.5 roots. So, ilagay natin tong value na to dito sa equation natin, which is x is equivalent kay sin theta. So, negative 2 is equivalent kay sin theta. The value will be theta is imaginary numbers. Naka-I. So, hindi siya yung value ng theta na hinahanap natin. So, if we could write this in this roots, so we have here 0.5 is equivalent kay sin theta. So, therefore, theta is equivalent kay 30 degrees. So, the answer will be 30 degrees. No? Kasi yung theta na isa is imaginary numbers. Okay? So, tapos na natin yung problem number 10. So, I think nakapag-warm up na tayo ng problem. Kasi nasa 40 problems itong nandito ang prepare. So, sa tingin ko dun sa first 10 na madali is nakapag warm up na. So, proceed tayo dun sa next problem. So, we have here, ito, application problem na siya. No? So, ngayon, kailangan natin ng marunong tayo mag-intindi ng problem. No? So, we have here, point and B are 100 meters apart and are on the same elevation as the foot of the building. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from point A and point B are 21 degrees and 32 degrees respectively. How far is A from building in meters? Okay, so kailangan naintindihan natin yung problem, no? So we have here problem number 1. May building daw. Ito yung building. May building daw tayo. Then, may observer tayo sa point A and point B, no? Na kung saan, sabihin natin, ito yung point A, then point B. At sinabi daw, si point A at si point B daw is 100 meters apart. Then, sinabi, the angle of elevation from point A to the top of the building is 21 degrees and point B to top of the building is 32 degrees. Okay, ito yun. So we have here, this one is 32 degrees and this one is 21 degrees. Okay? Then we could see this as a height of the building. Then from distance point B to building, I could say that pwede natin sabihin ito si X. Okay? So first, since nakakita tayo ng right triangle dyan, we could use the SOHCAHTOA. So dyan, we could use tangent. No? Tangent 32 degrees is equivalent kay opposite over adjacent, which is HB over X. Okay? So we could say that height of the building is equivalent kay X tangent 32 degrees. Yan yung equation natin. Okay? Then, punta ako dun sa A. So, kung A ang titingnan ko, pag nag-tangent A ako, so height of the building over nitong ito. So, tangent 21 is equivalent kay height of the building all over 100 plus X. Okay? So we could say that tangent 21 is equivalent, HB is equivalent kay x tangent 32. So x tangent 32 degrees all over 100 minus x. Then, dyan, pwede na tayo mag-shift solve. Makukumpute na natin yung value ni x. So, x is equivalent kay, kung hindi kayo sanay, transpose nyo na lang. No? Tangent 21 is equivalent kay x, alpha x, tangent 32 all over 100 minus x. So, we have the value of x which is equivalent kay 159 plus pala to, plus 159 159.28 159.28. But this is not the answer for the questions kasi ang pinapahanap ko is from A to the building. So ito ay naka-meters. So para makuha natin yung distance from A to B, from A to the building, so we could add the 100 dito, no? So distance A to building is equivalent to 159.28 plus yung distance na to, which is 100. Therefore, ito ay 259.2 meters or 0.3 meters. No? Diyan sa ating problem, so the answer will be letter C. Okay? 259.2. I do hope na nakikita niyo yung problem. Ito. Yan. Letter C po yung sagot. No? Okay, so proceed tayo sa problem number 2. Problem number 2. We have, wait lang. Problem number 2. So we have in triangle ABC, A is 45 degrees and angle C is 70 degrees. The side opposite to angle C is 40 meter long. What is the side opposite angle A? Okay. Balik tayo dun sa ating board. So we have, mayroon daw tayong triangle. Let's say na number 2, triangle A, B, C. Then, angle A is 45 degrees daw. Ito, 45 degrees. Then, C, yung C in degrees ay 70. So, angle C is 70 degrees. Then, given then, opposite side of angle C is 40 meter long. So, 40 meter long. What is the side opposite angle A? So, ito. So, to get the value, it's just sine law lang na. Sine law, we have here yung opposite side A over sine capital A is equivalent kay small c over sine capital C. Then, we could write it as A all over sine 45 is equivalent kay 40 all over sine 70. Then, A is equivalent kay 40 sine 45 all over sine 70. So, lagyan nyo lang sa calculator. 40 sine 45 all over sine 70. So, A is equivalent kay 30.10 meters. Okay, the answer will be letter C. Dun sa problem natin, the answer will be letter C. Okay? Yan. Balik tayo sa solution. Yan po yung solution para dun sa problem number 2. Okay? Next tayo. We have here problem number 3. Balik natin sa board. Yan. two sides of a triangle are 50 meters and 60 meters long. The angle included between these sides is 30 degrees. What is the interior angle in degrees opposite the longest side AB? So the choices is 92.74, 93.74, 94.74, and 91.74. So to get the value, so first, drawing muna natin siya, then mag-isip tayo ng formula na gagamitin. So we have here daw, wait lang. May triangle ako ulit, number 3. So we could say that two sides of the triangle is 50 and 60 meters long. Okay, sabihin ko ito yung 50 at ito yung 60 meters. Then, the angle included between this side is 30 degrees. So may between this side is 30 degrees. Then, what is the interior angle in degrees opposite the longest side? Okay. So, first, kailangan muna natin ma-identify kung saan ba yung longest side. Diyan. Kung ito ba or ito. Diba? So, lagyan natin ng label tong triangle natin. Mas maganda naman talaga maglagay ng label na para hindi tayo na napapariwara or nag-iisip ng kung ano-ano. Okay, letter B, letter C. So, ito ay A, ito ay C, and C side B. Okay, so we could use the formula cosine law, no? So, meron akong angle dito, meron akong side dito. So, makukuha ko yung value ni A para ma-identify natin kung ang longest side ba ay itong A or itong nanditong sa C, ay sa B. Okay? So, we have here A squared is equivalent kay B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine the opposite angle nitong side A. Okay? So we have here A squared, A is square root of B squared natin ay 60 squared plus 50 squared minus 2 times 50 times 60 cosine 30. Yan. Kasya naman. So we have here A is equivalent kay square root ng 60 squared plus 50 squared minus 2 times 50 times 60 cosine 30. So we have here 30.606 meters. Then, we could say that the longest side is itong letter B, yung side B. So, the angle na hinahanap dyan is itong nanditong part na to. Okay? So, to get the value of B, so we could use cosine ulit, no? So we could say that B squared is equivalent kay A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. Okay. We all know that B squared is 60 squared is equivalent kay A, which is the value of A is 30.06 squared plus 50 squared minus 2 times 630 times 30.06 times 50 cosine B. Then, shift solve, no? So, kung hindi mo alam kung paano shift solve, transpose mo muna, no? So, we could say that B is equivalent kay arc cosine 60 squared minus 30.06 squared minus 50 all over negative 2 times 30.06 times 50. So, yan po. So, B is equivalent kay, lagyan natin, arc cosine 60 squared minus 30.06 squared minus 50 squared all over negative 2 times 30.06 times 50. So, we have here 93.75. 93.75 meters. Degrees pala. So, sa choices natin, siya ay sa letter B. Okay? So, check natin. So, si letter B ang sagot. Nagkaiba lang sa point something kasi siguro ang ginamit dyan sa problem natin is exactly 30.1 or 30 lang siguro ang ginamit niya. No? So, as long as malapit naman yung ano niya, yung point something. Okay? So, let's proceed to problem number 4. Problem number 4. If AB is equivalent kay 15 meters and BC is equivalent kay 18 meters and CA is equivalent kay 24 meters, find the point of intersection of the angular bisector from the vertex C. Okay. So let's draw first the triangle. So we have here A, B, and C. And based dun sa problem natin, si AB daw is 15, si BCI 18, and si CAI 24 meters. Then find the point of the intersection of the angular bisector from the vertex C. So si angular bisector daw po, kapag nagsabi tayong angular bisector, so ibig sabihin, hahatiin natin yung angle in between dun sa sinasabi na ibabisect natin. So, pag sinabing bisector ng angular, so ibig sabihin, yung angle C natin dito, yung angle dyan, is hahatiin into two. So, the angle here and the angle in this portion is pareho. No? Same goes with this part and in this vertex. No? So, kumbaga, hatiin din to. Then, kung ano yung intersection, yun po yung sinasabing intersection ng ating bisector. Then, ang pinapahanap daw po is yung length ng point of intersection papunta daw dun sa vertex C. So, ang pinapahanap dyan ay itong point na to. Ay yung length na to. No? Ito yung pinapahanap dyan. Yung length na yan. Okay? So, to get the value of this length, so compute muna tayo ng mga angle, no? So, let's say, kunin muna natin yung angle A para angle A at angle C, no? Para makabuo tayo ng triangle na to. Okay? So, to get the value of angle A, so we could use three sides are given. So, we have here A squared is equivalent kay B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A. No? So we have here angle A is equivalent kay cosine A, which is equivalent kay 18. Ito yung A, ito yung B, ito yung C. Okay? 18 squared minus 24 squared minus 15 squared all over 2 negative times 24 times 15. Therefore, angle A is equivalent kay arc cosine 18 squared minus 24 squared minus 15 squared all over negative 2 times 15 times 24. So the angle will be 48.51 degrees. 48.51 degrees. Then for angle C, so we have here C squared is equivalent kay A squared plus B squared minus 2AC AB. 2AB cosine capital C. Right? Then, angle C is equivalent kay arc cosine A, which is C pala. Ang C natin ay 15 squared minus 24 squared minus 18 squared all over negative 2 times 24 times 18. So, angle C is equivalent kay 18. So we have angle 38.62. So we have here angle C is 38.62 degrees. Okay? So yung angle dito is equivalent kay ito ay 48.51 degrees. Then yung angle dito is equivalent kay 38.62 degrees. Right? So, if we could use this triangle, i-isolate yung triangle na yan, ha? So, we have here this one. ito ay 24. Ito, ang angle dito ay 38.62 all over 2. Then the angle here is 48.51 over 2 degrees. Tama? Then ito si point A, ito si point C. Sabihin kong yung intersection ay E. So we could get the value of this one, ang pinapahanap. So makakompute natin to kapag nahanap natin yung value ng isang side. No? Kunin natin tong side na to, yung angle na to. Then we could use the sine law, no? Okay. Angle E is equivalent kay we all know that all angles sa loob ng ating interior angles dun sa triangle is equivalent kay 180 degrees, tama? So we could say that 180 minus 48.51 all over 2 minus 38.62 over 2. So we could get the value of angle E into equivalent kay 180 minus 48.51 all over 2 plus minus 38.62 all over 2. So we could say that the angle is 136.435. Okay? So 136.435, then we could compute the value of sabihin kong ito si x. So para ma-compute natin yan, we could use the sine law, no? So x all over sine 48.51 all over 2 is equivalent kay 24 all over the angle nung sa E. So sine, baliktad. Baliktad pala. Dito pala yung equal sign. Equals 24 all over sine 136.435. Okay? Okay, from this equation, x all over sine 48.51 all over 2 is equivalent to 24 all over sine 136.435. So we could write it as x is equivalent kay 24 multiplied by sine 48.51 all over 2 all over sine 136.435. Then the value of x is equivalent kay, lagyan nyo lang sa calculator yan. So we have here 24 times sine 48.51 all over 2 all over sine 136.435. So the answer will be 14.31 meters. So the distance from the intersection of the intersection of angular bisector to the vertex C is equivalent kay 14.31, no? So medyo mahaba yung solution, but sabi nga nila sa mathematics there are many ways to kill chicken, no? So may another way pa ng pag-solve diyan. So you could make this may circle diyan na yung distance ng syempre yung intersection, yun yung radius papunta sa bawat edge ng then makakapag-compute ka rin ng value ng x, yung distance dito, no? So pwede rin po yun. Depende na lang po yun sa inyo kung paano nyo naintindihan yung problem. But for me, syempre kung saan ako mas komportable, doon ako sa way kong pag-solve, no? So ganyan yung way ko ng pag-solve dyan sa problem na yan. Okay? So proceed tayo dun sa the answer will be letter D, 14.31 meters or 14.3 meters. Let's proceed to problem number 5. Application pa rin din siya. So we have here, if sine 3a is equivalent kay cosine 6b, then ano yung magiging equivalency niya dun sa choices, no? Okay. So yeah. The question is Sine 3a, number 5, sine 3a is equivalent kay cosine 6b. So, maghanap lang tayo ng equivalency value niya dyan sa choices na yan, no? So, we have here, ito, papalitan ko ito as co-function ng sine, co-function niya. So, we could say that sine 3a is equivalent kay, co-function is sine ulit, 90 minus 6b. So, pareho na siyang sine. So, pwede ko nang tanggalin yung sine, no? Then, we could say that 3a is equivalent kay 90 minus 6b. Then, transpose 3a plus 6b is equivalent kay 90. Then, tanggalin ko yung 3 dito sa a. So, we could say that a plus 2b is equivalent kay 30 degrees. So, the answer will be a plus 2b is equivalent kay 30 degrees. Okay? Check natin kung meron sa choices niyan. Ito. So, letter B. The answer will be letter B. A plus 2B is equivalent kay 30 degrees. Okay, so proceed tayo dun sa another problem. So we have here, if the value of y, find the value of y. Y is equivalent kay 1 plus cosine 2 theta tangent theta. Okay. Number 6. Problem number 6. Y is equivalent kay 1 plus cosine 2 theta tangent theta. Okay. So ito, y is equivalent kay 1 plus cosine 2 theta tangent theta. And we all know that 1 plus cosine 2 theta is may identities to, no? Na kung saan equivalent siya sa y is equivalent kay 1 plus cosine 2 theta is equivalent kay 2 cosine squared theta. Then tangent theta is equivalent yan kay sine over cosine, no? So we could say that ito ay sine theta over cosine theta. Then, pwede natin erasein tong cosine dyan. So, lalabas dyan, y is equivalent kay 2 cos theta sine theta. And we all know na 2 cos theta sine theta is may another identities, which is equivalent kay sine 2 theta. So, check natin sa ating choices kung may sagot na sine 2 theta. Okay. So, letter C, sine 2 theta. No? So, or either, kapag nagsusolve tayo, halimbawa, lagyan nyo lang ng value, iba choices yan. So, pwede ka sabihin, si theta is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. So, lagyan nyo lang, y is equivalent kay 1 plus cosine 2 times 30 tangent 30. Okay, check natin Kung halimbawa hindi nyo kabisado yung identities, try natin solve ng ibang way. 1 plus cosine 2 times 30 quantity tangent 30. So the answer will be square root of 3 over 2 or equivalent yan kay 0.866025. Okay? Then check natin sa choices, no? Sa choices. Balik tayo sa choices. So we have here A is equivalent kay cosine theta, B is sine theta, C is sine 2 theta, D is equivalent kay cosine 2 theta. Check natin kung ano yung magkakapareho. Lagyan natin cosine 30 kasi ang nilagyan natin theta dito is 30. So cosine 30 is equivalent kay pareho 0.8660 0.86025. Then sine 30, so 0.5. Then we have also sine 230. So we have here pareho din 0.866025. Then cosine 230, cosine 2 times 30. So we could say that ay 0.5. So the choices halos pareho. Mapagpipilian mo na lang is si A and si C, no? Na kung saan, wait lang, wala pa lang word. Ito. So, kumbaga, naglagay ka ng value ng theta is equivalent kay 30, no? So, lagay mo siya dito. Kung hindi mo kabisado yung, yung identities, kung hindi mo alam kung paano i-solve siya, lagay mo lang ng values yung theta, no? Then, lagay mo din dun sa equation mo. So, lumabas dun sa equation mo, square root of 3 over 2, or 0.866025. Then sa choices, ilagay mo lang din cos 30, sin 30, sin 230, tapos cosine 230. But dito sa choices kasi may dalawang pareho ang sagot, no? Si cosine theta at si sin 2 theta. So at least yung nagkaroon ka ng 50-50 chance na makakapagtama ka, no? So, pili ka na lang dyan sa A or sa C. But applicable to kapag, halimbawa, algebra ang pinag-uusapan natin, algebra. Applicable yan na maglagay ka lang ng value dun sa given na equation. Then, sa mga choices, lagay mo lang din yung value. But, syempre, may mga tricks din yung examiner. Alam nila na gagawin yun ng estudyante. Kaya, ginagawa nila, kahit dun sa equation, may ganito, may dalawang sagot. Pero at least, your chances is, kumbaga, nag-liit yung chance mo na magkamali. Kasi magkakaroon ka ng 50-50 chance na magkatama or mali. No? So, ano lang naman yun? Trivia or ano lang, advice lang. No? Kung sakaling hindi mo kabisado yung way ng pag-solve. Okay? So, balik tayo dun sa problem. So, the answer will be, ito. The answer ang answer natin na ito. Sin 2 theta. Okay? Okay. So, yan. Letter C. So, let's proceed to number 7. So, we have here number 7. Find the supplement of an angle whose complement is 62. Okay, number 7. Find the supplement of an angle whose complement is 62. So, pag sinabi natin sum of complement angles is equivalent to 90 degrees yun, no? So, sabihin natin sum of complement angles is equivalent kay 90 degrees. So, pwede ka sabihin x, yung angle na hinahanap natin, plus 62 is equivalent kay 90 degrees. So, we could get the value of x is equivalent kay 28 degrees. Yun ay yung isang angle pa lang, no? Pero ang pinapahanap nito is yung supplement na angle. Yung kabila, no? Yung kabilang angle niya. So, kung ito ay 128 degrees, so yung kabilang angle niya, kung ito yung 28 degrees, ito po yung sinasabing supplement angle, no? Yan po yung supplement angle. Okay, so to get the value of supplement angle, so we have here 180 degrees minus 28 degrees equals to itong supplement angle. Okay? Ay, wala pa lang ano. Wait. Ito. So, sum of complement angles is equivalent kay 90 degrees, no? Then we have to get the angle, so we have here x plus 62 is equivalent kay 90. So we could get the angle as 28 degrees, no? So sabi ko nga yung supplement angle is yung kabaliktaran ng isa, no? Yung kapartner niya. So kung ito yung natin 180 degrees, ito yung angle na binigay, the supplement will be itong part na nandito. So, kaya nga ang nangyari, 180 degrees minus 28 para makuha natin yung hinahanap na angle, which is equivalent kay 152 degrees. Ito po yung sagot natin. Sa choices, Balik tayo. Hindi ko na siguro babalik-balik ta rin yung ano, no? Makikita nyo naman dito sa gilid. Nakikita nyo dito sa taas yung problem. And I do hope na nababasa ninyo kahit sobrang liit yan. No? Okay. So, the answer will be letter C, 152 degrees. No? Okay. If sine theta, kasi tayo sa number 8. Number 8. If sine theta minus cosine theta is equivalent kay negative 1 over 3, what is the value of sine 2 theta? Okay. To get the value, solve natin. Wait lang. Sine theta minus cosine theta is equivalent kay 1 over negative 1 over 3. So we could get the value of theta here. So solve na lang natin, no? Sine alpha x minus cosine alpha x equals negative 1 over 3. So the value of theta is equivalent kay 31.37 degrees. Then, ito, ilipat mo dito sa equation na to, which is sine 2 times 31.37 degrees is equivalent kay sine 2 theta. So, the value of sine 2 theta is equivalent kay sine 2 times 31.37 equals 0.889. So, ito po yung value niya. Okay. So, ito na yung sagot, no? Then, try to find dun sa, ano natin, sa ating choices. So, sa choices natin ay we have 1 over 3, 1 over 9, and 8 over 9, and 4 over 9. So, si 1 over 3, kapag dinesimal natin siya is 0.333. Kapag si 1 over 9, so pag dinesimal siya, 0.111. Then, si letter C, kapag dinesimal natin, 8 divide 9 is equivalent kay 8889, no? 0.8889. So therefore, the answer will be letter C, 8 over 9. Okay? Okay. So let's proceed to another problem. If sine A is equivalent kay 2.571x and cosine A is equivalent kay 3.06x and sine 2A is equivalent kay 3.393x, find the value of x. Si number 9, hanapin daw yung value ni x. Bakit kasi nahanap yung value ni x? Okay, so we could say that given is sine A is equivalent kay 2.571x. Si cosine A is equivalent kay 3.06x. And si sine 2A is equivalent kay 3.939x. Okay, first, pagkasamahin ko itong dalawa, sine and cosine, so we could say that sine A is equivalent kay 2.571x. Divide ko nito. So we could say divide cosine A. Tapos ito, divide 3.06x. Okay? Then we all know that sine A over cosine is tangent A. So we could say that tangent A is equivalent kay, ito, calculate mo na lang to. We have here 2.571 divided by 3.06. So, yan ay 0.8402. Yung x, mawawala na yan kasi mag-equivalent yan kay 1. No? So, tangent A is equivalent kay dito. Then, A is equivalent kay arctan answer. So, we have here 40.037, the value of A. No? To get the value of x, lagay nyo lang to dito sa ating equation na to. So, sine 2A is equivalent kay 3.939x. Then, sine 2 multiplied by 40.037 is equal to 3.939x. Therefore, x is equivalent kay sine 2 times 0.037 divided by 3.939. So we have here 0.25, 0.25. Okay? Okay, so let's proceed to problem number. Yan. Sagot is letter B. Proceed tayo sa question number 10. Question number 10 ay number 10. Find the value of sine 90 minus A. Okay? Number 10 is sine 90 plus A. Okay. So we have here sine as trigonometric identities, sine 90 plus A is equivalent kay di ba meron tayong identities na sine A plus or minus B is equivalent kay sine A cosine B plus or minus sine B cos A, sin cos cosine, sin cos sin cos. May kasing sin cos cosine din no? Pero sin A plus B plus or minus B is equivalent kay sin A cosine B plus or minus sin B cosine A. So ito distribute na lang natin yung value dito. So we could say that sin 90 plus A is equivalent kay sin ang A natin ay yung 90 cosine A, which is yung A na to, plus, since plus yon plus din to, so plus to, no? Sin B, ang sin B natin ay A cosine 90. Okay. We all know that sin 90 is equivalent kay 1. So, lalabas tayo 1 times cosine A plus sin A. And we all know that cosine 90, pag kinalagyan natin, is equivalent kay 0 multiplied by 0. So, sin 90 plus 8. Therefore, the value will be, wala na to. So, we have here sin 90 plus 8 is equivalent kay cosine A. So, the answer will be cosine A. No? So, try to check dun sa ating problem dito. So, we have here, ito, yung problem natin dito. So, we have here letter A, which is the value of, yan, letter A. Cosine A ang sagot. Okay? So, let's proceed to problem number 11. Problem number 11 ay, yan. The hypotenuse of the right triangle is 34. Find the length of the shortest leg if it is 14 cm shorter than the other leg. Okay. Balik tayo dun sa ating board. So, problem number 11, we have triangle daw. Sabihin kong yung yung hypotenuse daw is 34 cm. Then, find the leg of the shortest leg if it is 14 cm shorter. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito sa x, yung longest side natin, so ito is 14 less than 14 cm. So, ito ay x minus 14 cm. Then, we could use the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared is equivalent to a squared plus b squared. So, c squared is 34 squared is equivalent to x squared plus x minus 14 squared. 14 quantity squared. Then, x is equivalent kay shift solve. Ano pa siya na 30 cm. Yan sa calculator. We have here 34 squared alpha x squared plus alpha x minus 14 squared. So, we could have the value of is 30 ito. 30. So we have here x is 30 centimeter, pero ang pinapahanap ko is the short yung value ng shortest leg daw. Okay, so we have here the value of this shorter leg, SL, is equivalent kay 30 minus 14 centimeter. Therefore, shorter leg is equivalent kay 16 centimeter. Okay? So, the answer para dun sa ating problem is equivalent kay letter B. Okay, so problem number 12 tayo. From a point outside of an equilateral triangle, the distance to the vertices are 10 meters, 10 meters, and 18 meters. Find the dimension of the triangle. Okay, so we have here a triangle, equilateral triangle. So, ibig sabihin, yung side niyan is pareho dito sa side na to at ito, no? Then, the angle is also the same. So, 60 degrees to, 60 degrees din to, and 60 degrees din to. Then, as dun sa problem, sabi, may point daw outside the triangle na kung saan yung dalawang vertices ay distance 10 meters and 10 meters. And yung another vertices ay may distance na 18 meters, no? So, we could say that kung nandito yung natin, point, we have here this distance as 10 meters and 10 meters din dito sa kabila, no? So, it ay 10 meters, 10 meters to, then another 18 meters yung nandito. Okay? 18 meters. Then, we all know na, syempre, ito kung parang 10-10 to, malamang dumaan yun sa gitna ng natin, no? Then, we could say that this angle is bisected equally. So, magiging 30 degrees po yung angle natin dito. Then, we assume na itong triangle na to, then para makakuha tayo ng value ni x, no? So, sabihin kong ito ay si angle beta, and this angle here is alpha. Okay? So, i-isolate natin yung triangle. We have here this triangle. Ito ay x, which is the dimension of the triangle. The side here is 18 meters, and this one is 10 meters. The angle here is 30 degrees. The angle here is alpha, and this one is 60 plus beta. Okay? Then, to get the value of beta, so, pwede natin isolve yan as sine law. We have here 10 all over sine 30 is equivalent kay ito over ditong sine 30 is equivalent kay yung 18 over sine 60 plus beta. Then, therefore, the beta is equivalent kay transpose nyo na lang, no, para makapag-compute tayo. So, 10 all of, kaya gumana ng calculator. 10 all over sine 30 is equivalent kay 18 all over sine 60 plus angle beta. So, angle beta is equivalent kay 4.1581 degrees. Then, to get the value of angle alpha, we all know na yung angle dun sa interior angle ng triangle natin is equivalent kay 180. So, we could say that 180 minus 30 minus 60 plus beta minus equals alpha. So, lalabas, we have here 180 minus 30 minus 60 plus 4.1581 equivalent kay angle alpha. So, makukumpute natin yan as 180 minus 30 minus 60 minus 4.1581. So, we have here angle alpha is equivalent kay 85.8419 degrees. Okay? Then, kung may alpha na tayo, pwede ulit tayo mag-sine law para makuha natin yung value ni x, no? So we have here x over sine alpha is equivalent kay 18 or yung 30 ang gamitin natin, 10 all over sine 30. Para makapag-compute tayo ng value. So we have here x all over sine, the value of alpha is 85.8419 pala, equals 10 all over sine 30. Therefore, the value of x or the side of a triangle, a bilateral triangle, is equivalent kay 10 sine 85.8419 divided by sine 30. Therefore, the value is 19.947 meters. So the value of the side of a triangle is equivalent to 19.947. Okay, check natin sa ating choices. So we have letter C, no? So the value is letter C. So letter C po yung sagot natin sa ating equation. Okay? So let's proceed to another problem. Problem number 13. Problem number 13 is an observer found an angle of elevation of the top of the tree to be 27 degrees after moving 10 meter closer on the same vertical and horizontal plane as the tree. The angle of elevation becomes 54 degrees. Find the height of the tree. Okay. So problem number 13. Okay, sabi daw, meron daw tayong puno. Then may puno tayo dito. Then, from the observer daw, yung unang pwesto is nakabuo daw siya ng 27 degrees angle of elevation, no? From dun sa position niya. So, we have here, this one to this one is 27 degrees. Then, lumapit daw siya ng konti dun sa puno. So, sabihin, ng 10 meters. At ang angle of elevation is nagbago into 50 into 54 degrees. Okay? So, ito. Naging 54 degrees yung angle of elevation niya. Okay. So, pinapahanap is yung height ng tree. Yung height ng tree natin, which is itong nanditong part na to. Okay? So, we could say that the value of height of tree is tangent lang tayo para makakuha tayo ng height of tree. No? So, first, tingnan muna natin yung isang triangle na to, itong buong triangle na to. Then, second is itong triangle na to. No? So, let's assume that this distance from 3 to the second point is x. No? Okay, so we could say that tangent 27 degrees is equivalent kay opposite, which is the height of 3, all over adjusted side, which is x plus 10. Okay, height of 3 to. Then, we could see that tangent 54 is equivalent kay height of 3 all over x. Since ang pinapahanap is yung height of 3, so pwede natin sabihin x is equivalent kay height of 3 all over tangent 54. So ito yung equation 2 natin. Ito yung equation 1 natin. Then, ito, substitute mo doon para makakuha tayo ng height of 3. So we have here tangent 27 is equivalent kay height of 3 all over x, which is the value of height of 3 all over tangent 54 plus 10. Then the value of height of 3 is equivalent kay, shift solve ko lang ha, pero ito transpose yan kung sakaling hindi available ang shift solve sa calculator. Tangent 27 is equivalent kay height of 3, x all over x tangent 54 plus 10. Then shift solve. So, the height of 3 is equivalent kay 8.09 meters. So, check natin sa ating choices kung may 8.09 meters. Okay. So we have letter D. No? Letter D yung answer para dyan sa questions na yan. Okay? So, let's proceed to another question. Problem number 14. From the top of the building, 100-meter high, the angle of depression of a point A due east is 30 degrees. From a point B due south of the building, the angle of elevation of the top is 60 degrees. Find the distance AB. Okay. So we have here, lagyan natin sa board, number 14. Ano ba? 14? Okay. So meron daw tayong building na 100 meter yung, hindi natin may building tayo, na 100 meter yung height ng ating building. Then sabi, the angle of depression at point A due east, no? So kung sabihin natin ito ay naka 3D, so yung east niya is papunta dito sa kaliwa. Sabihin natin ito yung north, south, east, and west. Okay, so due east, so papunta tayo dito. Dito yung point A. Then the angle of depression, so is equivalent kay 30 degrees, no? So may angle ako dito na 30 degrees, which is equivalent din sa angle na to, which is 30 degrees. Then due south of the building, see point B, which is 60 degrees angle of elevation. So kung ito yung south natin, pag ganito, then mayroon tayong 60 degrees yung south. Ito ay 60 degrees na angle of elevation, which is ito si point B. Then ang pinapahanap is yung distance ni point B into point A. Ito. Si X. Okay? So ngayon, kailangan natin kumpitin yung mga hinahanap. So we all know na ang pinag-usapan natin ay east tsaka south. So malamang itong angle dito is 90 degrees. Tama? Okay. So to get the value, kunin ko muna yung distance na to at distance na to, no? So para makuha natin tong distance na to, so gagamitin natin yung height ng building tapos yung angle dito. Then para makuha yung distance na to, height ng building at yung angle dito, no? Okay. So sabihin ko ito si OA. Ito ay OA, ito ay OB. Okay? Balik tayo dun sa ano natin. Solution. So to get the value of OA, so tangent tayo, opposite over adjacent. Tangent 30 is equivalent kay opposite, which is 100 all over OA. So the value of OA is equivalent kay 100 tangent over tangent 30. Then for OB, so we have here tangent 60 is equivalent kay opposite, which is 100 all over OB. Therefore, OB is equivalent kay 100 all over tangent 60. Then, to get the value of AB, so we could say that ito ay right triangle, di ba? So we could have Pythagorean theorem, no? So sabihin kong si AB squared is equivalent, which is the hypotenuse, is equivalent kay OB squared plus OA squared. Then lagay mo lang yung value ni OA and ni OB. So AB squared is equivalent kay OA, which is 100 all over tangent 30, then po yan, equals 173.21. Then yung ano natin, OB tangent 60. We have here, this is 57.74. So we have 57.74 squared plus 173.21 squared. Therefore, the value of AB is equivalent kay square root ni 57.74 squared plus 173.21 squared. Therefore, the value of AB is equivalent kay 182.58 meters. So, the distance from A to B is equivalent kay 182.58 meters. Okay? So, proceed tayo sa another problem. So, the answer here is 182.57 letter. Okay, so let's proceed to problem number 15. A circle is divided into two parts by a chord 3 cm away from the center. Find the area of the smaller part in centimeter square if the circle has an area of 201 square centimeter. Okay, so we have here this circle, then divided into two parts daw, na yung distance ng cut natin is 3 meters from the center of the circle. So, pinapahanap is find the area of the smaller part ng circle. So, sabihin natin ito yon, yung smaller part na yan, yung shaded part. Okay. So, we have formula, which is equivalent kay area of circle is equivalent kay pi r squared. Then, given kanina yung area of circle, which is 201, to get the value of radius or r. So, 201 is equivalent kay pi times r squared. So, r is equivalent kay square root of 201 divided by pi. So, we have here 7.999 centimeter, which is the radius of r. So, to get the value of the area in this part, so kailangan natin kunin yung area ng sector minus area ng triangle, no? So, we could write this as like this. So, meron akong sector dito sa ano natin. Ito yung sector natin. Then, minus natin yung triangle to get this area, no? So, para natin makuha yan, so kailangan ko munang kunin yung mga angle na to, no? So, we all know that this radius is equivalent to 7.999 and 7.999. Then, kukunin ko yung angle dito kasi nga, the formula for area of sector, area shaded muna, is equivalent kay area sector minus area of a triangle. And we all know that the area of sector is pi r squared theta all over pi r squared theta, no? Tapos yung theta is dapat naka-radian mode or naka-convert into radian. Okay. So, to get the value, kunin muna natin yung angle dito, itong angle na to. So, para makuha natin yung angle dyan, di ba may 3 meters ako dito, 3 cm ako dito, plus yung 7.999 cm na to. So, the formula will be cosine theta adjacent over hypotenuse. So, we have here adjacent, which is 3, over hypotenuse, which is 7.999. So, theta is equivalent kay r cosine 3 all over 7.999. So, we have here angle 67.97 degrees. Then, to get the value, so, tuloy-tuloy na lang natin to, no? Para makapag-compute tayo. Okay. So, area shaded is equivalent kay area ng sector, which is pi r, which is 7.999 squared times the angle. Yung angle po sa sector is yung kabuuan na to na angle, no? So, sabihin kong 2 times yung theta. 2 times 67.97 divided by, para ma-convert into 360 degrees over 360. Minus area of a triangle. So, ang triangle natin ay ito. So, 1/2 base times height. Yung base natin ay ito. So, para makuha yung base na yan, tama bang tangent theta yan? So, tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. So, sabi kong sa x yung top ito, x, yung part na to, over adjacent side which is 3. So, x is equivalent kay 3 tangent theta. Then, times 2 para makuha yung buong length. So, we could say that 3 tangent theta, which is the value of 67.97, times 2 times yung height which is 3 centimeter. So, area shaded is equivalent kay pi times 7.999 squared times 2 times 67.97 divided by 360 minus 1 over 2 times 3 tangent 67.97 times 2 times the height which is 3. So we have here 53.662 centimeter squared. So this will be the area na hinahanap natin dyan sa ating problem. Okay? So check natin kung meron sa choices na sagot. So based sa choices, we have here letter D, which is 53.7 centimeter squared. Okay? So let's proceed to another problem. What is the equivalent of 720 degrees in the centesimal system? Okay? So kung convert lang natin 720 degrees to grade. Then we all know that 360 degrees is equivalent kay 400 grade. No? So therefore, 720 degrees or 1 revolution or 360 degrees is equivalent kay 400 grade. So 360 degrees is equivalent kay 400 grade. Para natin makuha yung value in grade. So 720 multiplied by 400 divided by 360. So we have here 800 grade. So the answer for 720 degrees is equivalent to 800 grade. So the answer is letter C. Okay? So next tayo, proceed tayo sa number 17. Given the sides of the triangle ABC, A is equivalent kay 36.3 cm, B is equivalent kay 23.9 cm, and C is unknown. The angle opposite side A is 102.7 degrees. Compute the value of side C in centimeter. Okay. So I prepared drawing here. Given daw si A, which is 36.3 cm, ang side B is 23.9 cm, and C, angle opposite A, side A is equivalent kay 102.7 degrees. Pinapahanap po si value ni C. So we could use cosine law, no? Given two sides and an angle. Okay? So pwede natin sabihin A squared is equivalent kay B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine capital A. Then A squared is equivalent kay 36.3 squared is equivalent kay B, which is 23.9 squared plus C, which is unknown. So ilagay mo lang si C squared minus 2B, which is 23.9 times C times cosine A, which is 102.7. Then shift solve, C is equivalent kay 36.3 squared is equivalent kay 23.9 squared plus alpha x squared minus 2 times 23.9 alpha x cosine 102.7. So we have here 22.57 centimeter. So the side C is equivalent kay 22.57 centimeter. Check natin sa choices kung meron. So we have here letter B, 22.57 centimeters. Okay, proceed tayo sa problem number 18. Problem number 18. Find the area of a spherical triangle ABC having the following parts. Angle A is equivalent to 140 degrees. Angle B is equivalent to 75 degrees. Angle C is equivalent to 86 degrees. Radius of the sphere is 4 meters. Okay. So, number 18. So, kapag area pinag-uusapan natin, we have the formula. Area is equivalent kay pi r squared E all over 180 degrees. Okay? And we all know that E is equivalent kay A plus B plus C minus 180 degrees. A plus B plus C minus 180 degrees. So, based dun sa given, wait lang. Based dun sa given, we have A, which is 140 plus B, which is equivalent kay 75, plus C, which is equivalent kay 86, minus 180. So, we could get the value of E here. So, 140 minus, plus 75 plus 86 minus 180. So, we have here 121 degrees. No? Then, given the radius is equivalent kay 4 meters, so we could compute the area, which is equivalent kay pi times 4 squared times E, which is 121, divided by 180. So, area is equivalent kay pi times 4 squared times 121 all over 180. So, we have here 33.79 meter squared. This will be the area of spherical triangle. Okay. Check natin. So, we have here 33.79. So, sa choices natin ay letter C. Okay? Let's proceed to problem number 19. In triangle BCD, BC is 25 meters and CT is 10 meters. The perimeter of the triangle may be. So, okay. So, pinapahanap yung possible perimeter ng triangle natin based dyan sa dalawang sides na given. No? So, problem number 19, we have here triangle daw. BCD. Then si BC daw, based dun sa ating problem, BC is equivalent kay 25 cm and CD is equivalent kay 10 meters. 25 meters, 10 meters. And we all know that the perimeter of a triangle is equivalent kay A plus B plus C to get the total perimeter, no? Then, given kasi two sides lang dito, so we don't know kung ano yung total sides nitong pangatlong sides, no? But we could say that BD or side BD should be less than BC plus CD. So, kapag inad natin tong dalawang to, dapat itong dito is mas maliit, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung side na to is mas maliit compared sa pinag-add na tong side na to, no? So, yun yung first natin, assumption. Then, second, for the perimeter, so we could say that perimeter, dito siya. So, sabihin natin si A is BC, si B ay CD, at si C ay itong DC, no? So, pwede natin sabihin, perimeter is equivalent kay BC plus CD plus BD. And we all know that itong BD na to is less than BC plus CD, no? So, pwede kong sabihin BD is less than BC plus CD. And we all know that BC is equivalent kay 25. Tapos si CD ay 10. So, ibig sabihin, si BD should be less than 35. So, ibig sabihin, yung BD natin ay, ang dimension niya is dapat less than 35. Okay? So, ito, balik natin doon. So, Ibig sabihin, perimeter is equivalent kay, we all know that BC and CD is 35. So 35 plus, alam natin yung BD is dapat less than 35. Tama? Okay. X tayo. So check natin sa choices kung ano yung possible na kapag kinompute natin is less than 35 yung lalabas. Okay? So let's say that letter A, we have in the choices, balik tayo dito. We have A is equivalent kay 72, B is equivalent kay 70, C is equivalent kay 69, and D is equivalent kay 71. Okay. Ito po yung choices natin. 72, 70, 69, and 71. Okay, pag nilagay natin dyan, yung perimeter natin, so we have here, sabihin natin 72 yung perimeter natin. So equivalent kay, lalabas 35 plus, ito ay 37. Ibig sabihin, yung 37, hindi niya na nasusundan tong BD should be less than 35. So, mali agad itong 72. Okay? Try natin yung 70. Pag 70 naman, 35 naman po to, no? 35. Ibig sabihin, hindi niya rin na-reach yung, ano natin, yung rule na BD should be less than 35. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, mali na rin to. Malamang mali din yung 71. So, try natin yung 69. So, kapag 69 po ito, equal to 35 plus, ito ay magiging 34. So, ibig sabihin, pasok siya dito sa ating BD should be less than 35. So, the answer will be letter C in that equation, no, or in that problem. But, dyan sa problem natin, hindi din natin make sure kung yung triangle BCD is makaka-form ng triangle kapag 34 yung lagay natin, no? Saktong 34. Basta ang tanong kasi dyan sa problem natin is parang what would be the possible perimeter, no? So, kinuha lang natin yung sagot based dun sa assumption natin na we all know that the third length should not be greater than the pinagsamang dalawang sides, no? So, yun. Okay, let's proceed to problem number 20. A circle whose area is 452 centimeters square is cut into two segments by a chord whose distance from the center of the circle is 6 centimeter. Find the area of the larger segment in centimeter squared. Okay, ay nag-prepare po ako ng drawing with regards din sa problem natin. Sabi dun sa problem, meron daw tayong circle na may area. Ang area ng circle natin is equivalent kay 452 centimeter squared. Then, kinat po siya into 2 ng chord. So, nag-cut tayo dyan. Na ang distance from center dun sa cutting point is 6 centimeter. No? Tapos, pinapahanap yung largest segment. So, itong part na tong shaded na to. No? To get the value of this shaded part, so parang kagaya lang ng ginawa natin kanina, kinuha natin yung value nitong segment na small, then i-minus natin din sa total area ng circle. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung total area ng yung area ng segment na to, ang nasa taas, so we could get by getting the area of a sector minus the area of a triangle. So, area segment is equivalent kay area ng sector minus area ng triangle. Okay, so try to get first the radius, no? So we have here area of a circle is equivalent kay pi r squared. So 452 is equivalent kay pi r squared. So r is equivalent kay the square root of 452 over pi. So we have here 11.99 centimeter. So the radius is 11.99 centimeter. So para makuha natin yung so kagaya lang din na ginawa natin, meron tayong 6 centimeter dyan. So para makuha natin yung angle dito, so cosine tayo. Cosine theta is adjacent, which is 6 over hypotenuse na 11.99. So theta is equivalent kay arc cosine 6 all over 11.99. So we have here 59.97 degrees. Okay? Then, after natin makuha yung theta, kukunin din natin itong part na nandito, si x. No? So, para makuha yung x, tangent 59.97 is opposite over hypotenuse, opposite over adjacent. So, equals opposite, which is x, over adjacent, which is 6. Okay? So, lagay natin dito sa formula, area segment is equivalent kay area of a sector is pi r, which is 11.99 squared. Theta, ang theta natin is 59.97 times 2 kasi nga magkabila ang angle. Ito pang angle na nandyan. All over 360 degrees to convert yung angle natin into radian. Okay? Then, minus 1/2 area ng triangle, base times height. So, si base natin is ito. So, we have here 6 tangent 59.97 times 2 kasi nga dalawa yon, ditong side at itong side na to, times 2 times the height, which is 6 centimeter. Then, area of segment is equivalent kay, calculate natin, pi times 11.99 squared times 59.97 times 2 divided by 360 minus 1/2 ng 6 tangent 59.97 multiplied by 2 times 6 equals 88.19. So we have here area of segment is 88.19 centimeter squared. Then to get the area of larger segment is equivalent kay area of circle minus area ng smaller segment. Okay? So we have here 452 minus 88.19. So the area of larger segment is 452 minus 88.19. So we have answer 363.81 centimeter squared. So let's try to check kung merong sagot sa choices. Okay, so let's check. So the answer is 363.81. So ang pinakamalapit po sa choices natin is letter B, which is 363.6. Siguro baka pag round off natin or nagtuloy or baka ni-round off agad into 60 tong nandito, ito ay 12. Kaya nagkaroon ng konting decimal place or depende kasi yan sa nagpapa-exam, no? So, pwede niyang gawin na itong 12, ito ay 60, no? So, try to check na lang. Pero kung sakali, yung pinakamalapit po yung pinakasagot niya. So, we have here, the answer for number 20 question is 363.6 centimeter squared, which is letter B. Okay? So, let's proceed to another problem. So, balik natin yung sagot. Ito po yung sagot natin. So, 363.81. Pero ang sagot sa choices ay 363.6 centimeter squared. Try to check na lang po, no? Pero, konting difference lang naman siya sa point something. Okay, so let's proceed to problem number 21. Problem number 21, a truck travels from point M northward for 30 minutes, then eastward for 1 hour, then shifted north 30 degrees west if the constant speed is 40 kph. How far directly from M in kilometer will be it after 2 hours? Okay, so check natin ha. So sabi daw, dun sa problem number 21. Sabi dun sa problem, a truck travels from point M. So sabihin kong meron akong point M dito nang galing yung truck. Then, nag-travel siya northward 30 minutes. So, nag-travel daw siya dito northward within 30 minutes. Then, nag-travel siya eastward, so, ng 1 hour. So, dito ay nag-travel ng eastward within 1 hour naman siya. Then, nag-shift ulit siya ng north 30 degrees west. Okay? So, kung ito yung ano natin, north, south, east, west. So, meron tayong 30 degrees papunta sa north, 30 degrees west. North, 30 degrees west. Na, walang sinabi kong ilang oras. Na, if the constant speed is 40 kph, so, yung speed niya is 40 kph, how far directly from M in kilometer will be after 2 hours. So, ibig sabihin, 2 hours yung trinavel niya. So, dito ay nag-30 minutes ka na plus 1 hour. So, another 30 minutes yung trinavel niya dito. So, sabihin natin ito ay 30-minute time travel. Okay? So, ang pinapakompute sa atin is yung distance daw nito papunta dito. Okay? So, we could get here, ito yung pinapahanap sa atin na distance ng track na pinuntahan niya at yung pinanggalingan niya. So, we could say that kung 30 minutes yung trinavel dito, so we could say that this one is 20 kilometer yung trinavel niya dyan. Then, kung 1 hour to, malamang ito ay yung distance na to is 40 kilometers. Ito ay 40 kilometers. Then, kung 30 kilometers to, 30 minutes, so lalabas, itong tinakbo niya is 20 kilometers. Then, okay? So, para makuha natin, pwede natin kunin yung angle dito, yung dimension to, yung tinakbo na to, at yung tinakbo na to, para makompute natin yung total natin na to. Okay? So, let's say that ito yung angle nito is 60 degrees. Tama? So, ito ay 20 kilometers. So, pwede kong sabihin sine, sabihin kong ito si x, si y. So, sine 60 is opposite y over hypotenuse, which is 20 kilometers. Then, pwede kong sabihin cosine 60 is equivalent kay adjacent x all over hypotenuse na 20. So, I could get the value of y and x in this equation. So, 20 sine 60 is equivalent kay 10 the square root of 3. 10 the square root of 3. Then, for 20 cosine 60 is equivalent kay 10. Okay, so, kung check natin tong triangle natin na to, meron akong ganito. Tama? Ito yung pinapahanap sa atin na distance. So, meron akong dito, which is 20 plus yung y na 10, the square root of 3. Then, meron akong distance dito, which is equivalent kay 40 minus 10. Kasi 10 ito, so malamang ito ay 40 minus 10. So, para makuha ko to, magpe-Pythagorean theorem lang ako. So, pwedeng kung sabihin c squared is equivalent kay a squared plus b squared. So, c is equivalent kay square root ni, calculate na natin to, ito ay 30, ito ay 20 plus 10 the square root of 3, so 37.32. So, we could say that 37.32 squared plus 30 squared. So, c is equivalent kay square root ng 37.32 squared plus 30 squared. Therefore, we have here 47.88 kilometers na travel nung track natin from this point hanggang dun sa point na to, no? So, check natin uh, sa choices kung may sagot. So, sagot is 47.88. So, we could say that letter C ang sagot. Okay? Okay, problem number 22. The area of a triangle whose angles are 61 degrees 9 minutes and 32 seconds, 34 degrees 14 minutes and 46 seconds, and 84 degrees 35 minutes and 42 seconds is 680.60 square units. The length of the longest side is. Okay, so let's assume that angle A is equivalent kay 61. Dito tayo. Angle A is equivalent kay 61 degrees, 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Then si angle B is equivalent kay 34 degrees, 14 minutes and 46 seconds. And let's say na si angle C is equivalent kay 84 degrees, 35 minutes and 42 seconds. And we have formula for given the three angles uh, by triangle. Okay, so we have your formula A is equivalent kay B squared sine A sine C all over 2 sine B. Or kapag papalitan nyo ito ng value, halimbawa ang given ay si C, so magiging sin C lang to, tapos doon ay sin B. Okay? So, and we all know that kung sino yung may pinakamalaking angle, yun din yung may longest side, tama? So, let's say na yung angle 84 degrees, 35 minutes, and 42 seconds, yun yung makakabuo ng longest side, no? So, let's say na siya yung i-consider natin. So, si side C ang mahanapin natin. To get the side C, we have here formula A is equivalent kay C squared sine A sine B all over 2 sine capital C. We all know that area is equivalent kay 680.60 is equivalent kay C squared, which is unknown, yung kailangan natin hanapin, sine A, which is equivalent kay 61 degrees 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Then sine B is equivalent kay 34 degrees 14 minutes and 46 seconds all over 2 sine C, which is equivalent kay 84 degrees 35 minutes and 42 seconds. So, C is equivalent kay 680.60 is equal to alpha x squared sine 61 degrees 9 minutes and 32 seconds times sine 34 degrees 14 minutes and 46 seconds divided by 2 sine 84 degrees 35 minutes and 42 seconds. So, shift solve, lalabas 52.43. So, 52.43 units. So, yan po yung longest side natin. Okay? So, check natin dun sa ating value, dun sa choices kung merong 52.43 units. Okay? So, we have here letter C, 52.43 units. Okay. Ito po yung sagot. Okay, let's proceed to problem number 23. So, given the triangle ABC, whose angles are A is equivalent kay 40, B is equivalent kay 95, and side B is equivalent kay 30 cm. Find the length of a bisector of angle C. Okay? So, number 23. So, we have here triangle ABC. ABC. Si angle B is equivalent kay 95 degrees. Si angle A, which is equivalent kay 40 degrees, and si side B is equivalent kay 30 centimeter. So, pinapahanap is yung length ng bisector of angle C. Okay? So, pinapahanap daw yung itong length na to na magbabisect dun sa angle C natin. Okay? So, we could say that so ito ay 40, 95, ito ay angle na to ay 180 is equivalent kay 95 plus 40 plus angle C. So, angle C is equivalent kay 180 minus 95 minus 40 is equivalent kay 45 degrees. Okay. So, lalabas, since angle bisected, lalabas tayo 45 over 2. Same din dun sa taas na to. 45 over 2 din to. Okay? Then, para makuha natin yung value ng ano natin, so we could say that itong triangle na to, makaka-form tayo ng ganyan. Then, we could use sine law para makapag-compute tayo ng value, no? So, we could get, kung ito ay 40, then ito ay 45, makakompute natin itong angle na nandito. Okay? So, sabihin kong si angle beta yan. Angle beta is equivalent kay 180 degrees minus 40 minus 45 all over 2. Si angle beta is equivalent kay 180 minus 40 minus 45 over 2. So we have here 117.5 degrees. Then, we could use sine law, which is equivalent kay 30 all over sine 117.5 degrees is equivalent kay sine 40, which is itong sine dito, times yung itong pinapahanap na to, si x. Okay. X is equivalent kay 30 sine 40 all over sine 117.5. So we have here 21.74, which is the value of centimeter, which is the value of x, which is the distance nung yung length pala nung ating bisector dun sa vertex C. Okay? So, check natin sa choices kung merong 21.74. Okay? So, we have here letter A, 21.74. Okay? So, let's proceed to problem number 24. The sides of the triangular lot are 130 meters, 180 meters, and 190 meters. The lot is to be divided by a line bisecting the longest side and drawn from the opposite vertex. The length of the dividing line is, okay. So, we have triangular lot daw na kung saan ay may dimension which is equivalent kay 130 meters, 180 meters, and 190 meters. Then, sinabi dun sa problem na yung lot daw is i-divide into two parts na yung dividing line is nag-bisect dun sa longest side, then up to the vertex of the opposite of the longest side. So, kung nag-bisect tayo ng longest side, ibig sabihin ito ay nahati sa dalawang equal part, which is equivalent kay 95 meters and 95 meters. Then, let's say ito si A, B, and C. Therefore, ito si B, C small a, and C small c. So, to get the value of this one, so first, kunin muna natin yung angle ng isang side. So, let's say, kukunin ko yung angle dito, angle theta, or angle C. So, pwede kong sabihin, considering the whole triangle, we have here c squared is equivalent kay a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine angle C. So, C is equivalent kay 130 squared is equivalent kay A, which is 180 squared plus yung B, which is 190 squared minus 2 times 180 times 190 multiplied by cosine angle C. Okay? Then, to get angle C is equivalent kay 130 squared minus 180 squared minus 190 squared all over negative 2 times 180 times 190 arc cosine is equivalent kay angle C. Okay? So, lalabas, we have angle C is equivalent kay arc cosine 130 squared minus 180 squared minus 190 squared all over negative 2 times 180 times 190. Therefore, angle C is equivalent kay 41.028 degrees. Then, kung may angle C na ako, we could consider this triangle para makompute ko yung value ng x. Okay? So, alam natin 195 to, 180 to. So, para makompute to, gagamitin ulit natin yung cosine law. Okay. So, cosine law, let's say ito ay sabihin kong x. So, we have here x squared is equivalent kay a squared plus ito ay sabihin ko si y squared minus 2 times a times y cosine angle C. So, the value of x is yung unknown na hinahanap natin. So, si a is equivalent kay 180 squared plus si y which is 95 or half of the longest side minus 2 times 180 times 95 cosine. The value of C is 41.028. So, x is equivalent kay square root ni 180 squared plus 95 squared minus 2 times 180 times 100 times 95 cosine 41.028. So, the value will be 124.9996 meters. Okay, let's check kung ano yung sa choices natin, no? Kung ano yung may pinakamalapit sa choices natin. Okay, so we have here 125. Yun yung pinakamalapit. Siguro na-ground off na siya, no? Okay, so the answer will be letter C, 125. Okay, next problem tayo. Okay, so for next problem, we have spherical trigonometry, no? So, explain ko lang ng konti yung sa spherical trigonometry para at least alam niyo yung basic concepts ng spherical trigo. Okay. So, nag-prepare ako ng drawing for our spherical trigonometry. Okay. So, let's assume na meron tayong sphere na kung saan ay sabihin natin pakwan. Buong pakwan or yung bola natin, no? Na solid bola. Na kung saan kapag kumuha tayo ng kumbaga kumuha tayo ng portion dun sa ating bola, makakabuo tayo ng triangle. Di ba pag yung sa pakwan, kapag nagsasample ng kung hinog na ba yung tindera, di ba binubutasan niya ng parang triangular yung pakwan, then makukuha ka ng parang yung triangle na parang pyramid na yung base niya is parang curve pa rin, no? Na kung saan yun yung tinatawag na spherical triangle, ano? So for example, as you can see here, meron tayong sphere na kung saan kapag nag-cut ka ng plane is circle siya in any part dun sa sphere natin. Basta pag nag-cut ka po doon, makakabuo ka ng circle doon na kung saan magpapass through dun sa center natin or sa gitna ng ating sphere. So, as you can see here, di ba, nag-cut tayo ng red portion dito na kung saan dumaan sa center ng ating sphere. And then, this blue one, nag-cut ka din. And this black one, nag-cut ka din. So, kung makukuha natin itong triangle na to, yan po yung tinatawag na spherical triangle. So, kapag kinuha natin yan, ito yung lalabas, no? So, kung saan nag-cut ka ng blue one, itong blue one na to, itong red, which is itong red na dito, at yung black one, which is itong black na nandito. Okay? Then, yung may center point siya na kung saan yung centroid yung center ng ating sphere, yung pinakagitna na loob ng sphere, is doon magmi-meet yung ano natin, no? So, kumbaga, yung kung mapapansin niyo dun sa ating spherical trigo, puro angle siya makikita niyo kahit yung sides is naka-angle. So, we have here angle capital A, B, and C. We have also angle C, A, and B na small letters na nagre-represent dun sa length ng ating sphere, no? Or ng ating triangle, or ng the dimension of the spherical triangle. So, itong angle kasi dito, yun yung nagre-represent dun sa angle nitong nandito, no? Para makuha natin yung side, so kailangan mo lang naman ng, di ba parang pag nagkukuha tayo ng side nung, for example, ito. Para makuha natin to, di ba, pi r, r theta lang yan. So, S is equivalent kay r theta. So, same din sa pagkuha na to. Para makuha mo ito, r theta lang din to, no? Pero ang representation kasi natin kapag pinag-uusapan natin si spherical trigonometry is naka-angle lahat, no? Maliban na lang kung pinapahanap yung perimeter or kung ano man, no? So pag perimeter pinapahanap, so kailangan mo talaga ng actual length nung pag-curve nito. Okay? So yung sinasabi namang Napier's rule, isang ano siya, yung circle divided into 5 parts, na kung equal 5 parts, na kung saan nagre-represent ng numbers ng ating or nagre-represent ng sides ng ating spherical triangle. For example, itong Napier's rule kasi is applicable siya kapag 90 degrees yung angle natin ng isang vertex. So, for example, itong letter C dito, itong angle C na capital is 90 degrees. So, ganito yung magiging orientation natin, which is yung A, B, yung side. Yung C kasi, since 90 degrees siya, wala na siyang space, no? Kumbaga, hindi na siya mabigyan ng space. Then, itong complement B and complement A and complement C, si B is nagko-complement dun sa sa B, and si complement A is nagko-complement dun sa A. Then, yung complement small C to kasi nga, opposite niya is yung 90 degrees na nandito. So, kaya nag-complement na lang siya dito sa kabila, no? Okay. So, later ma-identify natin yan, no? So, parang yun yung pinaka-basic ng spherical trigonometry, no? So, sample problems na lang tayo para at least mas maintindihan ninyo yung sinasabi ko kanina. Okay, so let's solve problem number 1. A spherical triangle ABC has an angle C, which is equivalent kay 90 degrees, and side A, which is equivalent kay 50 degrees, and C, which is equivalent kay 80 degrees. So, I will be using yung kaninang board na may drawing na. So, ito yung board natin. So, the given, based dun sa ating is, so, si angle capital C, which is equivalent kay 90 degrees ito. So, ito ay 90 degrees. Then, we have also given sa ating formula, which is equivalent, sa ating equation, which is A, which is equivalent kay 50 degrees, and C, which is equivalent kay 80 degrees. So, sa ating Napier's circle, i-asterisk natin kung ano yung given, no? So, we have here A, then si C, ito, and yung angle natin ng 90. Okay? So, since ang pinapahanap is si value of small b, capital B, and capital A for this problem number 1. So, sabi dun sa equation natin, sabi pala dun sa Napier's rule, si sine ng angle is equivalent kay cosine ng dalawang opposite angle. Or either, si sine ng angle is equivalent dun sa tangent ng adjacent angle niya, no? So, kapag tayo nagko-compute ng ganito, so we could, kumbaga, gamitin natin yung kung ano lang yung given para at least magkamali ka man dun sa isa, hindi magiging domino effect. Kasi kapag ginamit mo yung solve mo dun sa, kapag ganito yung problem na tatlo, na kung saan ay sunod-sunod yung problem niya. So, kung as much as possible, kung ano yung given, yun lang din ang gamitin mo dun sa pangalawang questions at hanggang sa pangatlo para at least magkamali ka man dun sa una, hindi madadama yung pangalawang sagot mo, no? So, let's proceed dito sa ating problem number 1. So, sabi daw, hanapin daw yung value ng B. Ito, yung B. So, kung B ang pinapahanap at meron akong A, so pwede kong gamitin itong tatlong to, no? So, kapag nag-sign ako ng C, sin ko C is equivalent kay cosine ng opposite na tong dalawa, no? Okay? So, we have here sin complement ni C is equivalent kay cosine A and cosine B. So, sin complement ni C is equivalent yan kay cosine C is equivalent kay cos A and cos B. Okay? So, cosine A is equivalent kay cosine C pala. Cosine C is equivalent kay cos 80 is equivalent kay cosine A, which is cosine 50, then cosine B. B is equivalent kay cosine 80 all over cosine 50. So, value of B is equivalent kay dito na lang equals arc cosine 80 all over cosine 50. So we have here 74.33 degrees for the value of small b. Okay? For letter B, question, find the value of capital B. So kung itong capital B ang pinapahanap, so pwede kong sabihin na sine nito is the tangent of these two adjacent angle. Okay? So sine ko B is equivalent kay tangent ng co C, complement C, and tangent ng A. Okay? So, sine co B is equivalent kay cosine capital B. Ang tangent complement C is equivalent kay cotangent small c, tangent A. So, B is equivalent kay arc cosine tangent A, yung A natin is equivalent kay 50. Then, we all know that cotangent is 1 over tangent. So, we say na tangent, tangent 80. Okay? So, B, capital B is equivalent kay arc cosine tangent 50 all over tangent 80. So, we have here 77.87 degrees. So, yan yun ang value ng capital B. Okay? So, for letter C, capital A naman. So, ito yung pinapahanap, no? So, pwede kong sabihin, sine nito is cosine itong dalawang to. Okay? So, sine A is equivalent kay cosine cos C and cosine co A or complement A. Then, sine A is equivalent kay sine 50 is equivalent kay cosine cos C is equivalent kay sine C to. Sine C which is equivalent kay sine 80 degrees. Then yung cos complement A is equivalent kay sine capital A. Therefore, A is equivalent kay arc sine 50 all over sine 80. So, A is equivalent kay arc sine 50 all over sine 80. So, we have here 51.07 degrees. Okay? So, yan po yung value ng ating small b, capital B, and capital angle A. Okay? So, let's proceed to problem number 2. In a spherical triangle, ABC, if C is equivalent kay 90 degrees, B is equivalent kay 45 degrees and 30 minutes, and C is equivalent kay 130 degrees, find angle capital B, find angle capital A, and find angle side A, small a. Okay? So, same board pa rin tayo. So, problem number 2. we have here problem number 2. Angle C, which is equivalent kay 90 pa rin. Then, yung another given, which is letter B, small b, which is 45 degrees and 30 minutes. And we have also C, which is equivalent kay 130 degrees. Okay? So, ang given naman po is si C at saka yung B. Okay? Ito. Okay. So, ang pinapahanap is capital B. So, kung ito yung pinapahanap na capital B, so pwede kong sabihin, sin nito is cosine nitong dalawang to. No? So, A, we have here sin of B, ito, is equivalent kay cosine nitong dalawang to. Cosine, co C, and cosine, co B, or complement B. Cosine, co B. Okay? So, lalabas, we have here sin B, sin 45 degrees and 30 minutes is equivalent kay cosine co C is equivalent niyan kay sin C. And ang value ng C natin is 130 degrees. Then, cosine co B is equivalent kay sin capital B. Sin capital B. Then, to get the value of B, we have here arc sine. Then, lipat mo ito doon sa kabila, magiging sin 45 degrees and 30 minutes all over sin 130 degrees. Okay? So, B is equivalent kay arc sine 45 degrees and 30 minutes all over sin 130 degrees. So, we have here the value of capital B, which is 68.60 degrees. So, yan po yung value ng capital B. Okay. For letter B, which is, ang hinahanap is capital A. So, kung ang hinahanap ay capital A, so we could use this. The sign of this one is equivalent kay tangent itong dalawang to. Okay? So, sin co A is equivalent kay tangent B and tangent co C. Okay? Then, sin ng co A is equivalent yan kay cosine capital A. Is equivalent kay tangent P. Ang tangent P natin ay tangent 45 degrees and 30 minutes. And tangent complement C is equivalent yan kay cotangent ni C. And we all know that the cotangent C is equivalent kay 1 over tangent. No? So, pwede ko sabihin A is equivalent kay arc cosine tangent 45 degrees and 30 minutes all over tangent 130 degrees. Okay? So, A is equivalent kay cosine, arc cosine tangent 45 degrees and 30 minutes all over tangent 130 degrees. So, we have here 148.64. 148.64 degrees for the value of capital A. Then, for small a, letter C, for small a, ito yung small a natin. So, kung pinapahanap itong small a, so pwede kong sabihin itong sine nito is equivalent kay cosine itong dalawang to. No? So, sine ng co C, complement C, is equivalent kay cosine A and cosine ng small b. Okay? So, sine cosine C is equivalent yan kay cosine C is equivalent kay cos A, cos and B. Then, we all know that cosine C, cosine 130. Tapos, itong cosine B dito is ililipat ko sa kabila, magiging over cosine 45 degrees and 30 minutes is equivalent kay cosine small a. So, ito, transpose ko sa kabila, magiging arc cosine. So, the value of a is equivalent kay, dito, a is equivalent kay arc cosine 130 degrees all over cosine 45 and degrees and 30 minutes. So we have here 156.50 degrees. So yan po yung value ni A. Okay? So let's proceed dun sa problem natin. Another problem tayo. So we have here problem number 3. So problem number 3, last na siguro tong problem. Problem number 3, from the given spherical triangle, A is equivalent kay 77 degrees and 36 minutes, B is equivalent kay 63 degrees and 17 minutes, and C is equivalent kay 107 degrees and 23 minutes. It has spherical radius equal to 5. So first compute the perimeter, second is compute the value of angle A, and compute the value of angle B. Okay. So let's proceed dun sa ano natin. So isulat ko yung given. So we have here number 3. A is equivalent kay 77 degrees and 36 minutes. Letter B. Letter B is equivalent kay 63 degrees and 17 minutes. And for letter C, we have here 107 degrees and 23 minutes. Okay. So, i-drawing natin yung spherical triangle natin. So, we have here this one, and this one. So, assume natin na, yeah. So, we have here A, B, and C. And A is equivalent kay 77 degrees and 36 minutes. Yung B is equivalent kay 63 degrees and 17 minutes. And for C is equivalent kay 107 degrees and 23 minutes. Then, we have also radius. Yung radius natin is equivalent kay 5. Okay? So, to get the yung line na to, so kailangan natin ng S is equivalent kay R theta. Okay? Para makuha natin yung actual perimeter. So we have here side A is equivalent kay R, which is 5. Then angle, which is 77 degrees and 36 minutes. Then we all know that this theta here is dapat naka-radian. So pi over 180 or 2 pi divided by 360. Okay? So for S, B, side ng B is equivalent kay 5 pa rin times yung angle niya, which is 63 degrees and 17 minutes, pi all over 180 degrees. And we have side C is equivalent kay 5 times 107 degrees and 23 minutes, pi all over 180. Then, calculate natin. So we have here 5 pi times 77 degrees and 36 minutes all over 180. So, the value here is 6.77 meters. Then for side B, we have here 5 pi times 63 degrees and 17 minutes. So, we have here 5.52 meters. Then for 5 pi, 107 degrees and 28 minutes. So we have here 9.38 meters. Then for the perimeter of the spherical triangle, itong perimeter natin to. So we have here SA plus SB plus SC. Therefore, i-plus natin yan. So lalabas, we have here 6.77 plus 5.52 plus 9.38. Therefore, the answer will be 21.67 meter. So ito po yung perimeter na hinahanap dyan sa ating problem. Okay? So for problem number 2, compute the value of angle A. So since hindi binanggit dyan na 90 degrees yung ano natin, so we could not use the Napier's rule, no? So, gagamitin natin dyan is yung identities naman ng ating spherical trigo, no? So, we have here identities under spherical cosine law given the sides na small letter. So, we have here cosine small a is equivalent kay cosine b, cos b, cos c, plus sine b, sine c, cosine a. Okay? So, since ang pinapahanap ay si angle A, so mayroon tayong value ng small a, b, and c. Lagyan na natin dito. So, we have here cosine A, which is equivalent kay 77 degrees and 36 minutes, is equivalent kay cosine. Ang B is 63 degrees and 17 minutes. Cosine C, which is 107 degrees and 23 minutes, plus sine. Ang B natin ay 63 degrees and 17 minutes. Sine C, which is equivalent kay 107 degrees and 23 minutes. Cosine capital A. Okay? So, ito, transpose ko dun sa kabila, magiging minus. Then, ito, pag nilipat ko, magiging divisor. Okay? So, lalabas, we have here arc cosine. Cosine ito, cosine 77 degrees and 36 minutes. Minus nito, minus cosine 63 degrees and 17 minutes. Cosine 107 degrees and 23 minutes. Divided by nito. So, we have here sine 63 degrees and 17 minutes. Sine 107 degrees and 23 minutes. So, therefore, the answer will be 65.83. So, angle A, capital A is 65.83 degrees. So, siya. Okay? Ito po, yung calculator. 65.83. Okay? For cosine B is equivalent kay cosine A, cosine C, plus sine A, sine C, cosine capital B. Okay? So, ngayon, lagay lang natin cosine. Ang B natin ay 63.17 is equivalent kay cosine 77 degrees and 36 minutes, cosine 107 degrees and 23 minutes, plus sine 77 degrees and 36 minutes, sine 107 degrees and 23 minutes, cosine capital B. Therefore, B is equivalent kay arc cosine 63 and 17, 63 degrees and 17 minutes to. Degrees and 17 minutes minus cosine 77 degrees and 36 minutes times cosine 107 degrees and 23 minutes divided by nito sine 77 degrees and 36 minutes sine 107 degrees and 23 minutes. So we have here 56.55 degrees for the angle capital B. Okay? So, I do hope na ito ay nasundan ninyo. So, madami tayo na-solve na problem. So, first is yung 10 na pampagana. Tapos, meron tayong 24. Plus, meron tayong tatlong problem. So, we have here 37 problems all in all na na-solve natin. No? So, I do hope na itong aking tutorial ay makatulong sa mga estudyante, lalo na sa mga higher years na kung saan ay graduating na may subject na correlation, and as well as dun sa mga nagre-review ng board exam. No? Pwede niyong panoorin na aking YouTube channel. No? If ever man na may error, you can correct me dun sa mismong sa video, mag-comment na lang siguro kayo nun. Or either, you can message me through my Facebook account, and message me, no? Then, kung may mga questions kayo or suggestions with regards dun sa aking presentation, so pwede naman kayong mag-suggest at kung makaya natin, pwede nating i-incorporate doon sa mga susunod na video natin, no? Then, sana makatulong ito lalo dun sa mga estudyante ko sa Romblon State University na under my subject, no? So, I do hope na makatulong to kasi online yung klase natin, yung halos may mga subjects kayo na hindi na nakaklasihan kasi nga more on module na lang. So, sana ito makatulong pati dun sa mga ibang estudyante ng engineering, no? So, kapag may suggestions kayo at tanong, message nyo lang ako dyan sa aking email or sa aking Facebook page which is yung Sir Seb CE Tutorial or yung mismong Facebook account ko which is yung Monzebero, no? So, yun. Credits dun sa sa gumawa ng yung sa layout ng PowerPoint, no? Diyan na rin naman sila. Okay? So, kung may tanong kayo, kung wala kayong masyadong ginagawa, panoorin niyo yung aking video at yung mga susunod pa na aking video. So, kung pwede niyong i-subscribe or i-like or i-notify yung inyong mga sarili kung sakali, no? May subject din po akong handle which is yung Foundation Engineering, no? Na meron din akong ginagawang video presentation. So, you can check din yung Then meron din akong pre-calculus 1 and subject na statics, no? Dito. Pero yung first video ko kasi which is yung pre-cal tsaka yung statics, medyo pangit pa yung no? Pero panoorin niyo na lang din para matuto kayo. So, yun. So, kung may tanong kayo or may suggestion, so email me na lang, no? So, I do hope na nag-iingat po tayo ngayong panahon, no, ng pandemya. And kahit ganito na tayo ay nasa new normal, mag-aral pa rin tayo ng mabuti, no? Kasi bilang isang engineering student, we are building you to be a better professional, no? Na kung saan ay may pang talaga paglabas niyo ng college or ng universities yung hindi kayo small pagdating sa mga company or sa paglabas pag nagtatrabaho, no? So sana makatulong tong aking video. Paki-like and share na lang din sa mga kakilala ninyo, no? So mag-ingat tayo at goodbye sa mga nanonood. Maraming salamat po.